If you want to create marketing that stands out, the first thing you have to do is figure out what is your competition saying. So this is part 1 of 2, where I'm going to show you today on how you can get your competitors sending ads directly to you to figure out what are they promising, what are their unique mechanism, what's that problem, what's that benefit that they're talking about along the way, so that you can use that as a baseline to start creating your own big ideas, so that you can cut across all those competitors and really stand out to your audience, not only in catching their attention, but to let them know that you are the right solution for them. So it's the first time joining one of my lives. I'm Brian Czekanski. I'm a direct response copywriter, really focuses on the health industry in particular, but also personal development, particularly in the email space. So a lot of these videos that I'll go through over the next couple days and next couple weeks, I'm going to focus in on that big idea, because I think it's absolutely critical to come up with, not only if you're sending an email, sales page, whatever it is, to send out a differentiated message that not only catches your audience's attention. That's almost more important than anything else. Like, in this world where there's so many distractions, you have to, number one, catch your audience's attention, and then be able to kind of create that common thread through a big idea. So it makes it almost inevitable that they purchase your product to go through your program, because you've differentiated enough, you've given those aha moments for them, in terms of educating them on what their most bleeding neck problem is right now, and why your solution is the best one for them going forward. So I'm just going to walk you through a process that I've kind of developed over the last few years. And this is something that I use with all my clients. And if I start with a new client, this is the first thing I'll do, is walk through a couple different steps, going across programs, and kind of sit in the audience's shoes. Like, I'm going to sit there and almost assume that I have their problem right now. And I'm going to use just the example of somebody that's going through and has a lot of belly fat, just because that's a recent example that I've been going through with one of my clients. So just a great example of what to do along the way. So I'll just share my screen right here. So the first thing you're going to do is just go to Google. And this is the first thing that your audience is going to do as well, is they're going to come to this page, and they're just going to start typing in their problem. So again, like for this one, I'm just going to type in belly fat. And the great thing is, like, I have this tool, not that you need this tool, but I have a tool called Keywords Everywhere. And what this tool does is, on Google, but also on YouTube, and you'll see in just a second, it gives me a sense of like, okay, like, what is my audience potentially typing in there? And it gives you can see these different stats in terms of like what are they typing in? Obviously, belly fat, just keeping it super general, has over 110,000 people a month are searching for that. And you can see other ones if you get more specific, like belly fat exercises, burner drinks, removal. So again, I can go down the rabbit hole of what's in here, and you should, but I'm just going to start generally with belly fat. And what I'm going to do is just take a look at, especially in these first couple of things, like take a look at what are they suggesting. So again, like, my audience is going out there and thinking about belly fat. They're probably thinking about it two ways. Like, what is causing that belly fat? Maybe they're eating really nutritiously right now. Maybe they're exercising a lot, and they just feel like there's some kind of invisible force that is preventing them from losing their belly fat. So I want to educate them a little bit on what their problem is, but also move towards the solution. So again, like this one right here, the top one, simple ways, like that'll give us an education on, okay, what's the rest of the world suggesting in terms of potential solutions. So if we just type on this, we'll go through. So like, again, like classic ones, like avoid sugar and drinks and things like that, eat more protein, eat fewer carbs, eat fiber-rich foods, exercise regularly, track your food intake. So again, like, these aren't, like, this is what you'll typically see. So if I went down and went through a lot of these, like, you're going to find similar solutions. So that gives you an idea of like what's actually out there. So like, again, I wouldn't go out there, and this kind of gets to like a big idea. So like, how do we create a new idea that really catches our audience's attention? Like, I wouldn't go out there and create an offer around like how they should avoid sugar, because again, their audience hears that again and again and again. They're searching for it. They're seeing that come up again and again and again. And maybe they've tried that before, and maybe it's worked for them. Maybe it hasn't, but it's just something that the rest of the world is kind of telling them, and they're just, again, that's not a new idea. If you're talking about that, they're just gonna keep on, going over that because they've heard that before. Again, same thing with exercise. You should do more sit-ups, things like that. So again, just go through and see like what is everybody else suggesting that they do. And again, you have to kind of cut through all that clutter, and you have to almost suggest something new. If anything, one way of thinking about it is like a big idea could be how you could, not that I would suggest this, but like how could you eat more carbs? How could you eat more sugar and still lose weight? That would be something that would catch your audience's attention. It wouldn't be physically possible as an offer just based on health recommendations and things like that. But you could definitely have an offer that talks about how they could lose belly fat by, like without doing any sit-ups or running or any cardio. That would be something that potentially would catch their attention. Probably have to dig a little bit deeper to further their attention, but just gives you a way. So like, again, with your audience, just go into Google and start typing in these words. The other thing that's really helpful is people also ask. So again, this is what your audience is also typing into the search bar. Click on these things, search on these things, and go through the search results, particularly on page 1, because you know that these are the ones that are getting the most traffic. These are the solutions that are popping up the most, that kind of thing. So start there in terms of that, and that'll help you kind of go down the rabbit hole of what are the solutions that are out there. And then we go to YouTube as well. So again, same thing on YouTube, treasure trove of information. Same thing I'm using here, keywords everywhere, taking a look at, okay, like if I was doing an offer around workouts, I definitely go to belly fat workouts. There's 22,200 people a month that are searching for that. I would take a look at those first few videos on page 1, see what they're saying. How can we differentiate our offer so we're not saying the same thing along the way? Again, go down all these different things, find the ones that are related to your offer, but they have enough volume there. So they have at least 1,000 people searching for it a month. You want those things that are getting enough momentum and along the way. So again, go down, check out those ones, check out those top videos, check out the ones that have the most subscribers. Take a look at their videos, see what ideas they come back to again and again and again. The other thing you do is, if I just go to belly fat workout, go to the ones that are at the top here. So like if I clicked on this one right here, it's got 2.7 million subscribers. Like, let's take a look at their videos. Let's go to their videos and let's sort by most popular and see which ones they like in terms of headlines, in terms of description. Like, okay, here's a lower belly fat transformation. I would take a look at that, see what ideas are in there. The other thing you do is just go back to the search results here. Another free tool that you can use is called vidIQ. You can see it right here. Gives you all the keywords that are most popular for these searches. It may not pop up here, but you can see it here. Go a little bit further down. It might not pop up here just because I'm sharing my screen, but you'll see a little bit further up. This is another, again, Keywords Everywhere provides this. Here's some related keywords. So again, these keywords can really help you in terms of what you're doing right here. Again, what you should do anytime you click on a video is take a look at, you can do this in incognito or not, but take a look at those related videos that pop up on the right-hand side. So this will help you find out, like, okay, who are those other influencers that have a lot of great followers, a lot of great views? So check out their channels as well, see what popular videos come up, and just see what ideas are really catching people's attention. And again, that's kind of the foundation for how can I separate my idea and how can I do something a little bit different. So again, that's on YouTube. Then we're going to go to Facebook. We're going to go to the Facebook ad library. We're going to go, really simple and great tool that you can just punch in. Again, based on the keywords that you got from Google, based on the keywords you got from YouTube, type them in here. So I'm just going to search for belly fat, keeping it super general. And what I'm going to do is just take a look at, like, okay, like what is some of these, the ads that are out here. You got to make sure that they're relevant for your offer. But what I would do is just take a look at their ads, see what they're saying. The other thing I would do is go to their page. And as you're doing this, I would like their page. Anything that's related to your offer, like their page. And what this does is kind of signal to Facebook is saying, like, okay, like every page related to this offer, this person is liking that page. It's a signal to Facebook that I'm interested in these topics. And what will happen over the next 2 or 3 days, and again, do the same thing on YouTube. Subscribe to those channels, like those videos, comment on their videos, and go through. And what will happen is over the next 2 or 3 days, YouTube, but also Facebook, will start delivering your competitors' ads that are related to whatever you're searching for in your newsfeed. And it'll make it super easy. So again, you can do this for a few days, start Google searching, doing some YouTube searches, do the same thing within Facebook, like pages, like your competitors' pages. I know it seems a little bit off, but like your competitors' pages, comment on their ads, like their ads, And what you will see is YouTube and Facebook will start delivering those, especially if you're doing this consistently. Take 5 minutes out of your day. They'll start delivering your competitors' ads and the top performing ones in your newsfeed. And when they do that, again, go through the same process. So I'll give you an example within my newsfeed. I've been searching for belly fat for this client. I'm starting to get belly fat related offers. So again, this is one that's related to thermogenic burner, related to belly fat. I would go to their page. Like this is one that I already liked. You can see it right here. I already like their page. I'd go down to their ad. I would like it. I'd comment on it right away. But I'd also click the link and go through. So like by clicking the link, that shows to Facebook that I'm interested in it. And again, sometimes I'll actually go through and I'll actually buy a product. So this would be another one, just because it is kind of joining like an email list. I would put in my name. I'd put in my email address. Again, another thing that I would suggest is like create a new and free Gmail account where you can just start signing up for your competitors' lists, and you can see which ones are they sending out. What are their top offers? What are those affiliate offers that they're sending out? And it makes it easy, especially with ads like this, where you can put in your first name, your email address, and hit that button. And what that does, because you actually opted in, because you actually became a conversion for this ad, what's going to happen is Facebook's going to start sending you related offers to your newsfeed. So it's kind of that cycle of like, okay, like once you're liking these people's pages, once you're opting in for their ads, once you become a conversion for it. So that's why it's helpful to almost buy some of this product, because it shows that you are actually taking the action that you need to. So again, make purchases when it makes sense. And then you get to the point where, again, you have this email list. So here's an example. I've been filling out this email list for this is many years. So I'll go to this email list. I've opted in for a ton of different stuff. And I just type in, again, like the keywords that I have here, belly fat in particular. I get a ton of different emails that either have that subject line right here, or they have it in the actual email address. I'll go through those and I'll click through into the terms of the offers. I'll see, again, if all these lists are sending out an offer again and again and again, that to me is a sign that it's a high converting offer. So like maybe I'll use that. I'll take a look at the best, the big idea there. I'll take a look at their unique mechanism. I'll go into this a little bit more later in the week. Like once you actually get these offers coming to you, what should you look at? So we're going to talk about the big idea, the unique mechanism, all those kind of things. So you have a good framework. I'll actually show you a spreadsheet that actually shows you like, okay, here's the top performing competitor offers that I see within the space. And you can use that as the foundation for creating your own big ideas. Maybe it's an iteration. Maybe you're amplifying a big idea that you know is already working, or maybe you're cutting through that clutter and creating something completely different. A lot of times for clients, I'll take the elements of what I know is working based on for competitors, but I'll create a unique offer for them along the way. So you're taking elements that you know are working for your specific audience, but creating a unique one so that you're not just swiping and copying what the competitors are out there. You're really differentiating it, putting your personal touch on it, using the elements that you know are working, because you're taking a look at what's working for competitors. You can see based on their ads continuing to come for you, based on what other people are sending from an affiliate perspective, and it really makes it super easy. So again, in terms of the process here, start on using that Google search, go to YouTube, go to Facebook Ads Library, and start opting in for these things. So start opting in for these email lists. Do that over time. And you're going to see on YouTube, on Google, on Facebook, they're going to start sending you these ads. And you're basically going to be sitting in your audience's seat. Like you almost have that problem right now, and you're going to see what your audience sees. And that's a really great perspective. And that's a perspective you need from the very beginning, in terms of like, okay, like these are the ideas that are continuing to come to them again and again and again. So as you create your marketing, as you create your big ideas, you're going to know how to differentiate, because you already know what keywords, you already know what phrases are working, what isn't working, and you're able to cut through that clutter, so that not only can you catch your audience's attention because you're throwing out an idea that you know is differentiated, but you know what everybody else is saying. So again, like one of the best ways to come up with a big idea is to knock down what they're hearing again and again and again. So like, again, just use that example of like belly fat. If everybody is telling them to not eat carbs, one of the best ways to catch their attention is to create a diet or an offer around how they can eat more carbs. Like this is one of the one of the best ways that I've used, especially for some of those MCT type powders, is okay, like this is a way that you can actually eat what you want to by using this MCT powder and potentially lose belly fat, lose fat over time. So just some ideas as you go through this process. Let me know in the comments below, like what's your offer right now, and maybe how I can help you along this process of finding those keywords, finding those offers. Let me know what ads are coming in front of you right now and which are the ones that stick out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So as I come out with more videos around big ideas and how you can differentiate your offer, you'll get notified for them. So until next time, take care.